Welcome to Maintenance Matters, a podcast by Marshall Institute, capturing conversations with industrial maintenance and reliability professionals about their successes, challenges, and stories. Enjoy the episode.
Okay, hello, this is Greg Folts, President and CEO of Marshall Institute. And today I'm joined by a really good friend of mine, Chuck Jarrell. And he's going to just share a little bit about the current environment and just got some questions. We'll just talk a little bit about what's going on at his facility in this current crisis. So Chuck, good afternoon. How you doing?
Doing good, Greg. They're doing good. Hey, I just want to thank you for the opportunity for me to just talk with you today and just let you know a little bit about 3M and what we're doing leading the way in the industry.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you work and just to give us a little context for the conversation here.
All right. Well, my name is Chuck Jarrell. I work at 3M in Pittsboro, North Carolina. What we do here I'm the plant engineering manager. And what we do here at Pittsboro is we're what we call an industrial minerals products division. So we have a quarry. We're a MSHA site governed by the Mine Safety and Health Administration. And we crush rock and we make roofing granules.
All right, very good. Tell us a little bit about your background. How long you've been at 3M and what you did a little bit before that, just to give us some more context.
I've been at 3M a little over 2 years. And I come originally from the mountains of West Virginia, so I come from the coal fields. I worked around the coal mines for Eastern Coal, Peabody Coal, Ashland Oil, until I got my electrical engineering degree, and then I went on to work for Georgia Pacific for 13 years. Started out as an electrician, worked my way up through the ranks, ended up as the maintenance and electrical superintendent in one of their OSB plants. And then I moved on to the biotechnology industry for about 5 or 6 years, where I was a reliability engineer, and then I moved my way up into the maintenance and reliability manager role. Left there and went to Campbell Soup for 4 years as the powerhouse leader, and then back over into maintenance. And then I transferred over here to 3M about February of 2018. And the reason I did that is mining is a passion of mine, and I'm back home. So, I feel like I've completed the circle.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, well, I know we've had a chance to work together over the years, and we share a definite passion for maintenance and reliability together. So tell us a little bit about how this pandemic has impacted your facility, maybe a little bit about what a day was like before COVID-19 and maybe what it's like today. Just give us some insight in terms of what's going on at your site.
So, I know the impact of the COVID-19 widely varies across our businesses at 3M. And, our company's making all the ongoing updates to our operations to adjust appropriately. And that includes, implementing paid leave as needed to businesses and supporting functions that are most impacted. And, it varies by plant, but, we're doing all we can to keep up with the pace. You talk a little bit about a typical day, so a typical day before all this stuff hit was, I would get up, review my daily shift reports. First of all, I would, when I get up every morning, I got the same routine, so I get up, get dressed, go make a cup of coffee, read my Bible, do my daily devotion, review the shift reports, head out to work. It's about a 30-minute ride. And then while I'm driving, I'm shuffling around trying to figure out what priorities I need to go and address as soon as I hit the ground, the parking lot. Of course, when I get out of the truck in the parking lot, the first thing that hits my mind is safety. How am I going to be safe today? Keep my people safe. And then reliability. And that's the second thing that should always be on our mind. How am I going to make this facility better than what I found it today? And then I go in the plant, spend about 30 minutes on the floor speaking with the people, making sure I understand what the pulse is. And then we roll into our chair meetings and we start having our morning meetings and making sure everybody has all the information we need to be successful that day. And then we roll on through lunch, and then we start looking at, after lunch, we're going into the longer term issues, projects, planning, just anything that helps us take a step back and look at the bigger picture than just what we started with that morning.
And how about today? How's it different with the impact of the pandemic as far as life on the shop floor? What would we see different today?
The big difference today is the social distancing. So we have to keep 6 feet apart. We have to make sure we're doing all the right things as far as wearing our respirators, our masks, washing our hands, doing all that stuff. But when it comes to the day-to-day things, maintenance and reliability still goes on. These plants still have to be ready to run. And so we still have our meetings, we still do the things, but it's a lot more digitalized now, right? Digitized. We're having very limited face-to-face meetings. And if we are, we've got to spread out, right? But most of the meetings are online, virtual meetings. And that's something that's we've had to get used to.
Very good. Very interesting. Has it changed your maintenance role at all? I mean, your strategy, your direction. How has the pandemic affected sort of your big picture view and things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis?
You know, I still got the same view on the importance of maintenance and reliability. You know, it simply reinforces how important it is to have a very cost-effective maintenance strategy at all times. You know, it's not just in a situation such as we're in right now. You know, so we have to be. When we went into this, you know, we plan, we schedule, we do everything that we can do to be prepared. But this really made us focus on, okay, how are we going to make sure that we're not only prepared, but we're prepared to be as cost effective as possible.
How about one thing that I've seen interesting is, at least certainly for our businesses, you know, there's been opportunities that have come out of the COVID-19 crisis. I mean, things that we have to do virtually now, and then we start doing it virtual and realize, that's not so bad. Is there anything that you see as it's been a plus in terms of as you've made the transition to remote?
You know, one thing that I have noticed is I see a lot of these companies stepping up and offering virtual training, really closing the gaps. Marshall Institute's doing a lot there. UE Systems, I've been seeing a lot coming across my desk for UE Systems and what they do to help train people. So it really makes us realize that this virtual training could really, really lead the way if we do it right.
About any worries once this is over? I mean, anything that keeps you up at night or keeps you thinking about how this might have a long-term effect on the business?
You know, I worry about the small businesses, the ones that weren't prepared going into this, and the ones that don't have the structure and the financial resources to weather this. And those, you know, I'm a hometown boy. I believe in supporting the infrastructure in the area you live, and I'm really concerned that we're gonna have a hard time getting those small businesses back where they need to be.
Yeah, for sure. And some of those could be suppliers supplying services to your maintenance organization as well. So yeah, you could have some people that, you know, are having a hard time weathering through the storm. I know it's been an interesting time for us. It's been a time of flipping and adapting and rolling out new products. It's been really, it's been amazing to see the team, the Marshall Institute team together and just, you know, meet the challenge, adapt. Reminds me of my days in maintenance when you had a big thing for a maintenance crew to face how much they could accomplish when faced with something significant. So if you could go back 3 months and tell Chuck of past 3 months, something coming in this, is there any advice you would give yourself had you known what you were about to enter into 3 months ago?
You know, what you touched there on the suppliers and making sure that we're prepared, because with this pandemic, you don't know how it's going to affect suppliers, when they're going to shut down, when they'll be available to deliver parts. All your lead times could change for your MRO, for your stock room. So I would really go back and make sure that when it comes to the critical parts or the critical projects that we need steel for, the general everyday supplies, that I would you know, really, really go review that and make sure that my min-maxes were where they needed to be. You know, you don't want to up your cost, but it does make me think about now, okay, maybe I need to have a 3-month supply instead of a 1-month supply on hand.
Yeah, that's interesting perspective. I bet you people's pantries are a little fuller these days along the same lines. So yeah, just make sure you get at the right time. And this time has shifted the availability, right? I mean, the formula has shifted in a way, right? Your lead time that you're basing the stock of parts on might have shifted given the social distancing and the way the economy's been impacted, and smaller suppliers that may not be able to service the maintenance groups as often. So I think it's interesting. There's definitely some change happening in the they're starting to open some things back up, but we'll see how that all pans out as we go down the road. Anything else that you would want to share with the maintenance community out there?
We just really need to make sure that we focus on what we do every day and do it to the best of our abilities. I know at 3M, we continue to invest in the production of our N95 respirators, working with our partners and the government to help deliver, the respirators and what's needed the most. And one thing cool about 3M is very open, and they share this information on the website. So if anybody would like to see more information on that, they can always go 3m.com and get that up. But it also makes you focus on family, on friends, on just your relationships every day. There's a lot of friendships out there that people have reached out, and I have reached out to just check on us, and that's good to know that. And a lot of these friends, at least half of the friends that have contacted me or I've reached out to, every single one of those I met through a maintenance and reliability relationship. The Mark Jollies, the Gary Waddells, the Bill Haggertys, all kinds of these people I've worked with over the years of maintenance and reliability. And that's where we make these bonds. And it's just very interesting that you make such strong, but like you and I, very, very strong bonds.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I think we share passions, and that passion around maintenance and reliability is certainly one of those things. And I appreciate the passion that you've shared with us today, and your focus on maintenance and reliability and safety, and really just doing the right thing for the people that you've been entrusted to help manage. And I know you've been a great leader all the years that I've been involved with you, and expect you to do great things as we continue on. So, hey, thanks a lot, Chuck. Have a great day, and take good care of your folks, and be as safe as you can, and wish your family the best.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Cheers.